Hello everybody, and welcome back to, I Hate Illumination. This was supposed to come out in May, I believe, and it is now October, so, yeah, it's just great, isn't it? Honestly, this probably would have came out in August or September or something, but Luke basically had to do a Despicable Me 2 with him, because he wanted to do that episode with me. And, like, it's kind of hard to get Luke for a video because he's not free very often. So, yeah, that just kind of took a while to do. But, yeah, now that video's out. You should go watch that if you haven't. Now, I just watched Minions, and, that's an interesting experience. So, yeah, let me talk about it. So, I don't know if you didn't watch the Despicable Me 2 video, but you watched the other ones. Let me just say, I took out the music part because I don't feel like that like a good representation of what that movie actually is about. Like, a movie could be fantastic and have like a really bad soundtrack, and that would like bring the score down for no reason. Then a movie could be like terrible, have a fantastic soundtrack, it would bring it up, and it wouldn't, you know, it would be dumb. So I'm taking music out. So yeah, now the 4 categories are just plot, characters, animation, and impact. So, let me start with plot. So, pretty much, this is a prequel to the Despicable Me series. Kinda. It really doesn't, like, serve any purpose to like what actually happens in, you know, Despicable Me, besides like the last 2 minutes of the movie. Probably not even. So like, honestly, this literally, like, you could have done this whole movie in like maybe a 5-minute snippet of like, well, I know, okay, wait, so I know Rise of Gru is like, I'm gonna get to that movie, okay? What is it? So this is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. Alright, so I should... This, Rise of Gru, my episode of Rise of Gru should come out in a couple months. Yeah, so I think, honestly, they could have literally just cut down this movie, to like 5 minutes long, put it at the beginning of Rise of Gru, because literally, like, they could have done the opening scene for this movie, then they could have done the thing with, like, Scarlet and whatever in 2 minutes, and then, like, they could have shown them finding Gru, and then that would have been a good starter to Rise of Gru. But no, this whole thing kind of just, unless you, like, actually care about the Minions and you're interested about where they, like, what their origin story is, then I guess this is a good movie for you. But plot-wise, I don't know, but I guess I can explain. So basically, Minions have been around since the dinosaur age, right? They were literally single-cell organisms, right? And then, not, you know. So basically, they've just been trying to get a boss their whole lives, all this time, you know, all the millions and millions and millions of years that they've been alive. They've just been trying to get a boss, and, like, all of them end up dying in some way. So, they kind of just gave up. But basically, Kevin wanted to set out and get an actual boss, so he tells everybody that. Then 2 minions, Stuart and Bob, go with him, and they set out. Then they like boat until they get to New York City. By the way, this takes place in like 1968, I think. Then they see this thing on TV that is Villain Con, or you know, there's villains, you know, and the biggest villain, what is her, Scarlet, whatever, I forgot her last name. She is like the biggest villain. She's looking for henchmen. They go to Villain Con. They become her minions. And yeah, that's basically. I don't know, like, what should I honestly say? Yeah, honestly, the plot, I should have ended it at the plot, is where I say they're trying to go find a new master. I probably went too far into that. Honestly, in my opinion, plot isn't that good. it's kind of like, yeah, it's showing that, like, you know, Gru is their boss in the regular series, and now, you know, this is how they try getting bosses and whatever. I still think it's kind of unnecessary. I just don't think it's that good of a plot. You know, this plot, the story in general, it's like fine, it's not bad, but it's just like, especially towards the end of the movie, like the chase scene between like everybody and the minions, that part was pretty boring, I can't lie. So yeah, I'm gonna have to give this plot 5 out of 10, if I'm being honest. So let's go on to characters. So the characters in this movie, obviously the main 3 characters are Kevin, Stuart, and Bob. Obviously minions can't be that great of characters because they don't even speak English. Like, I mean, obviously I know there's certain parts of languages that are in their, you know, in their language, but really it's just, you know, they're not that good at characters. They're pretty much just have one thing. Honestly, I've noticed this. They are like a lot like Gru's children. So like Kevin is like Margot. He's like the smart one. He like I can't think of the word. Like, he pretty much the boss. You know, pretty much not the boss, like the leader of the group, right? And the steward is like whatever the girl that wears like the pink. Her name, I forgot her name. Stewart is like her. He's like you know, not really important too much. He's kind of just there. And then there's Bob, who's like Agnes, you know, like the cute one, like the small one, the one that everybody loves, you know, whatever, blah blah blah. So they're pretty much just those 3, but they're, I don't know, they're minions, so they're not that good of characters. They're pretty annoying as well because they're minions. Yeah, that's about it. For the minions, Scarlet Overkill. I looked up her last name, Scarlet Overkill. She is kind of a dumb villain because basically she's this villain, and then all she ever wanted from when she was a little kid is to just have the queen's crown, which is just dumb. And then I don't know, she's not that good of a villain. She's just kind of one-dimensional. She's not that cool. I don't know. She's pretty annoying as well. She is actually really annoying. And if I'm being honest, there's not many more characters. I mean, there's Herb, who is, honestly, I like Herb. He's pretty cool. I like him. That's Scarlett's husband. Besides that, there's like nobody else. I mean, there's our family. They're side characters, but Walter. Okay, listen, my friend told me that this was a Breaking Bad reference. Just because it's Walter and Walter Jr. doesn't mean it's a Breaking Bad reference, but at the same time, if you look at Walter, he kind of has like this, like a fit that Walter would wear. Walter Jr. has like the same hair as Walter Jr., like the same, yeah. And then his wife isn't named Skylar, but she kind of looks like Skylar. So honestly, it probably is a Breaking Bad reference. I don't know. It could be. It could not be. But honestly, I don't know where I heard this, but someone said that, like, honestly, this movie should just like focus on that family. And honestly, I agree with that because they are way more interesting than the Minions or Scarlet. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give. Damn, yeah, this. I'm gonna say 4 out of 10. Honestly, the characters in this movie kind of suck. Like, none of them are really that good. They're not terrible, but they're just not that good. Honestly, I don't know. All right, what's next? Animation. Okay, the animation in this movie, I will say it's probably better than Despicable Me 2's animation, and that didn't really have terrible animation. The animation in this movie, it's weird because every Illumination movie is like this, where it's just like, you know, every human has like weird, really weird looking arms and legs and just a body structure. They're just so tall and they have such like literal sticks for arms and legs. It's, you know what I'm talking about if you've seen any Illumination movie with humans, besides Hawk, because obviously the humans in that movie are not animated, but yeah, really weirdly animated humans. But I will say, other parts of this movie don't look terrible. Like, the parts in New York and London, those parts look pretty good. So, I think I'm gonna give a 7 out of 10 for the animation on this one. It is not, it's honestly, it's pretty decent. Going through this quickly. Alright, impact. So the impact on it with this movie was actually pretty big, I can't lie. You know what, I think I'm gonna bump the characters down to a 3. Impact, okay. So, look at Wikipedia. Budget for this movie is $74 million. Actually, I want to see how much Despicable Me 2 had. Despicable Me 2, 76, really? This had a lower budget than Despicable Me 2, that's pretty... Wow, alright. So, this movie costed $74 million, and it made $1.1 billion, which is absolutely crazy. It says, criticize the character development and humor, which some called unfunny and inappropriate. Yeah, this was not a funny movie. I kind of forgot to mention that. This movie is very unfunny. Yeah, so it became the 5th highest grossing film of 2015, 10th highest grossing film of all time, and 2nd highest grossing animated film of all time. Yeah, so this is the highest grossing animated film that is not made by Disney. That is actually insane. This was the 10th highest grossing movie of all time when it came out. Like, bro. That's insane. And it was the 2nd highest grossing animated film. What was the first? Probably Frozen, right? Yeah, it was Frozen. Yeah, so the only animated movie that was higher grossing at the time when this came out was Frozen, and that obviously Frozen is crazy. So this had a big impact. I think Despicable Me 2 had a really big impact as well because it obviously it made almost $1 billion, and it's literally the reason why you know, all this Minion stuff is all big, because Despicable Me 2 focused on the Minions a lot, and which I mean, I guess the first one did, but not as much as the second one. And that kind of made Minions really big, and they were like, alright, let's make the next movie centered around Minions, and they did, and it worked out. So then, obviously, they made Despicable Me 3. Jesus Christ, what is this artwork for Despicable Me 3? Despicable Me 3 made $1 billion as well. Oh my god. What did Minions write? Minions Rather Group made like 900 million, I think, yeah. So obviously Minions are the big center of everything now. Obviously, like, you're never gonna see it. Actually, never mind. I was just about to say you're never gonna see a cover of a Despicable Me movie without the Minions on it. I literally googled Despicable Me 3. The first cover to come out does not have the Minions on it. So, God, I cannot wait to get to Despicable Me 3. I will tear that movie apart. Okay, anyways, this had pretty big impact. So like I said, it was the 2nd highest grossing animated film of all time when it came out, 10th highest grossing film of all time. That's a pretty big impact. Okay, it made a lot of money, kind of boosted the Minions in love and hate equally. Like, this made a lot of people hate the Minions, like a lot of people hate the Minions. This was a big movie though, like, honestly it was. So honestly, I'm gonna have to give this like a 9 out of 10 for impact. This is crazy in impact. Yeah, a 6 out of 10. Yeah, alright. 6 out of 10. Personally, higher than what I would give this movie. I'd probably give this movie a 4 out of 10. Not enjoyable, not as bad as Hop. Definitely a step down from the other two Despicable Me movies, definitely. But it wasn't like awful. It was just not that good. Honestly, from what I remember, Despicable Me 3 is way worse. So we will get to Despicable Me 3 when that comes. But for now, that's it. So next episode, Despicable Me 3 should also come out in October. That episode actually should have came out in August, but it didn't, and neither did the episode of Sing or Secret Life of Pets. This was supposed to come out in May, like I said. So if I actually like do stuff, then all those episodes, like if I actually get back on time and whatever, and actually start doing stuff, then the episode Secret Life of Pets, Sing, Despicable Me 3, The Grinch, and Secret Life of Pets 2 should all come out in October. Realistically, that's not going to happen. Yeah, see you in the next video, which will hopefully be a podcast episode. I honestly should have been editing that first, but Jack and Luke never got their footage into me, so I was not able to. But yeah. Alright, see you next time. Bye.